Weird News Weekly with Ben and Reid.
Reid, we've all suspected it, that there could be a couple of psychopaths in the workplace over the years. Many people have looked at someone around the office and they've thought, yeah, that dude's a little bit psycho. Not going to cross him anytime soon. And apparently, statistics are showing that, yeah, chances are 1 in 5 people in your workplace actually are a psychopath. But a successful psychopath is what they're calling them. So they're not like a murderous psychopath or anything like that. They're successful psychopaths. So usually, if you think about this logically, successful people in your workplace are usually your boss. So most people's bosses
that's right.
are psychopaths. But they're saying that there's 1 in 5 psychopaths in the workplace, which is the same, alarmingly, as the prison system, which is kind of scary to think about. So they've released kind of the traits that you should look for in a workplace psychopath. And the first trait is interpersonal, and it's superficially charming and self-confident on first impression. Do you know anyone like that you've worked with in the past?
Oh, yeah, I definitely know a few.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do.
Well, because you previously, your previous job was working at the radio station that we did our previous show on. And, you know, you saw many colourful characters come through there over the years. Was there any, not like putting any names out there, obviously, but was there any that you've just kind of gone, oh, yep, that's, no worries, staying away from you?
There was somewhere if I spent more than 10 seconds with them alone, I would freak out. I would get out my phone straight away and pretending I was getting a message from someone, and then I had to leave the area straight away because I didn't really know that person, but every time I was with them, I thought, I can't get out of here fast enough.
Just made you feel that little bit uncomfortable.
Yes, and this wasn't someone who had been with the company for a little while, a long time, too long.
Kind of scary for myself here is that my workplace, we have, I think, about maybe 25 to 30 people in the workplace. That's it. That's all the staff that we have, 25 to 30. And when you think about it, 1 in 5, that's at least 5 to 6 psychopaths that work in the same office as me, which is a little bit alarming.
Get out!
The second personality trait that you should look for is affective. They have a lack of guilt or empathy, and they don't form deep attachments to anything or anyone around the office.
Can't say I know anyone like that, but no, I can't really name anyone like that. I'll think of anyone like that, rather. What about you? Anyone you can think of like that?
I would say maybe. Not necessarily the workplace that I'm at now. Previous workplaces where like there was real kind of money hungry, I'll do anything for a buck sales staff. It was just kind of like, yeah, I can see that trait in them for sure. The last one, though, is behavioural. They've got poor impulse control, they lie a lot, and they also like to cheat.
Right, so that could be any number of people that we have both worked with in the past.
Exactly.
Look for the people that are fidgeting all the time, constantly clicking pens and can't sit still, always clicking their feet. Always avoid those people at all costs.
Actually, funny story from work the other day. One of the guys was downstairs where all the sales staff and the admin staff are, and he was standing down there waiting to get this form filled out. He's standing there clicking his pen like crazy next to one of the girls, and he just looks at her and goes, "Do you want to punch me in the face yet? Do ya?"
So he's aware, but
he was just doing it to try and get a rise out of them.
He's a sucker.
It's so tempting though to grab another one and just go, "I'll race ya."
It's a clickety off.
Yeah. If I had one, I'd race you right now on the podcast, but I don't. Don't have any pens around me whatsoever. So yeah, you win the race, Reid. But what do you think? Yeah. Out of all the workplaces that you've been at in the past, how many psychopaths do you think, roundabout number, you might have worked with?
Well, I've worked at about 2 workplaces, and my first ever job, I worked in a cafe, and I knew a few people there, and there was one chick who I'm not going to name who she is because, to be quite frank, I can't even remember her name. But she was very bizarre, and I remember she was making a coffee one time, and I accidentally bumped her, and she spilled not all of it, a bit of it, and then she poured it out, had to make it again. And for the next 2 hours of the shift, she was looking really stern at me.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I apologised to her on the day. She said, "Yep, that's okay." Anyway, a few months later, I found out that she had left, not because she wanted to. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
So yeah, I've definitely worked with a few interesting characters in my time. But,
I guess
we both worked in radio, so we've worked with weird characters in the past.
Yeah, working in radio, you definitely see some weird characters, and it's not necessarily that they're psychopaths, but in radio, you have to kind of have that quirk about you that just kind of makes you get on the microphone every day and press on and just go, "Hey guys, I'm talking to a wall."
Within the four walls.
Yeah. Exactly. But obviously, like, you worked in a cafe. You said that you might have had a psychopath that you worked with there. You also have to make sure that you don't confuse psychopaths with people that are just high on caffeine and they're just twitching every now and then.
Oh, that was usually me after the first hour. I was buzzed on caffeine. I couldn't have enough more.
So you weren't the workplace psychopath. You were just the workplace caffeine twitcher, going crazy with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Working in a cafe, you got to be up really early, and the only thing getting you awake during the day is coffee. And working in a cafe, you have too much of it sometimes. I know I certainly did.
If you'd like to read more about this story and possibly determine whether any of your workmates are possibly successful psychopaths, like this article says right here, we'll post it for you right now at the Twitter and Tumblr accounts. Weird News Weekly on Twitter, weirdnewsweekly.tumblr.com. You can leave us a voicemail right there as well. Don't name any of your colleagues and out them as psychopaths in your voicemails. If you want to say that you work with a couple, please feel free to do so. But share your thoughts with us right there on the SpeakPipe app and on Tumblr with the voicemail widget on the side.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to rate and review the show on iTunes and follow on Twitter and Tumblr for more details on the covered stories. Just search Weird News Weekly. You can also be part of the show and give us your opinions on a story by sending a voicemail via the SpeakPipe app, or just click the voicemail link on the Tumblr page. Spoken by Sarah D and sped up like this because we like the way it sounds on the government ads.
I exercise my neck.
Oh, good. So you'll be able to fit some sort of exercise in during that time.
So it'd be just like 6-pack all the way down.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.